Good job.
Hallelujah.
Giving honor and glory to God, who is the head of my life. Acknowledging Queen Esther in her absence, Bishop Primus in his absence, Teacher Nodia in her absence, Captain Andrew in his absence, and Tante Angela in her absence. And God's beautiful saints of God in their respect, and God's beautiful saints in their respected offices. Pleasant good evening. Today I will be talking about love. Before I start talking about love or get into it, I will tell you the meaning of love. Love means an intense feeling of deep affection. In other words, genuinely caring about someone you love. I will also be reading some scriptures about love. I'm going to start off with Romans chapter 13, verse 10. Love worketh no ill to his neighbor. Therefore, love is the fulfilling of the law. Today, I will be talking about two examples of love, showing love and giving love. Some of you may not know what showing love and giving love is. Showing love is to show someone love at the time where they need it. Giving love is to put yourself in someone's shoes and feel their pain. Proverbs chapter 10, verse 12. Hatred stirreth up strifes, but love covereth all sins.
Amen.
Psalm of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 4. He brought me to the band-quenching house, and his banner over me was love. Matthew chapter 24, verse 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. John chapter 15, verse 13. Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friend. Showing love, as I said, is to show someone love. For example, Sister Aisha in her absence, and my mom. Sister Aisha, the day that my mom met Sister Aisha, she asked my mom if she wanted a job, and my mom didn't ask her. And my mom said yes, and from that day on, Sister Aisha still continues to give my mom drops home from church. Showing love is also to show somebody love at the time where they need it. For example, let's say the church. When someone needs love and someone is going through their trial or their tribulation, the church would come together and make that person who's going through a hard time, they would make that person feel better. When that person feels better, they show love to the church. Also, for example, Queen Esther and the church. Queen Esther, when someone in the church is going through a hard time, Queen Esther would ask, "Are you okay? What's wrong? Tell me." And she would help you fix your problems, and she would help you find a way. She would help you find a solution to your problem. And when your problem is solved, the church shows love back to Queen Esther. Now, on to giving love. Giving love is to put yourself in someone's shoes. Otherwise, I do not mean physically put your feet in someone's shoes. I mean your perspective, your point of view. In order to put yourself in someone's shoes, you have to change your perspective about that person. If you do if you can't or do not change your perspective about that person, you cannot put yourself in their shoes, and you cannot see their point of view, and you cannot change your perspective if you cannot put yourself in their shoes.
Yeah.
You have to put yourself in someone's shoes, and you have to, and if you want to know what's wrong with that person, you have to put yourself in their shoes. When you put yourself in someone's shoes and your perspective changes about that person, you will feel their pain, you will feel their sadness, you will feel their grief, you will feel what they're going through. You will go through that same problem that they're going through, and then you will figure out what they're going through. You, as I say, when I say this, listen to me closely. You have to change your perspective about someone. You have to change your point of view. Perspective is to change how you look at someone. Point of view is how you look at the picture, and not actually looking at a painting or anything like that. Looking at the moment that's happening in front of your eyes. When you put yourself in someone's shoes, you will feel their sadness. You will feel their pain, their grief. You will feel what they're going through. And church, listen to me when I say this. Putting yourself in someone's shoes is not actually putting your feet in someone's shoes. It's putting yourself in someone's shoes is about feeling their pain, feeling what they're going through, feeling their sadness and grief inside of them, and going through the problem and the trial and tribulation that they're going through. When I say this, showing love is not about giving someone something or giving them food or coming to church every Sunday. That's not what showing love is. Showing love is coming to church and praising God for waking you up in the morning and just making you see another day of life. Showing love is also about doing something for someone even though they didn't ask for it. For example, my mom and I. My mom, every time I'm sad or I'm down or I'm angry or mad or disappointed, my mom knows how I feel. My mom would go out of her way for me, and she would do anything for me. She would, for example, ask me, what's wrong? Why are you crying? Why are you mad? She would just show love to me. And she would make that love go to my heart. And when my heart is filled with love, then I have to give my mom love back. For example, when I'm sick, my mom would take care of me. My mom would go out her way for me. So when my mom's sick, I have to take care of her. Because that's what she does when I'm sick. That's what showing love is. Showing love is not to give someone money. Showing love is to help out your friend or your family or your sister. For example, let's say if a family in Trinidad was struggling and you know that family, you would probably go out your way for that family, and you should think, if I was that family, someone would help me. God would find a way to help me. think of if you were that person. Because let's say if someone is going through something and their pain is just really strong and their pain is not going away. Let's say you would try to help them, but it does not work. You would go on your way for them, but it still does not work. Then you would pray for them. Instead of giving them money or giving them a food basket or packing a barrel, instead, you should just pray for them. Because God always finds a way to help out somebody.
Amen.
It had 5,000 people. God fed the 5,000 people with 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish? And 2 fish. And how did he do that? Because his power is something that is stronger than you, stronger than anybody. God is stronger than everybody. You cannot see God, but you can hear him by praying. If you are going through something and you cannot make it go away, all you have to do is pray. Because God, if you pray and pray and pray, it may seem like God's not listening, but God never sleeps.
Amen. Hallelujah.
God is always listening to you. God watches you. And if you're going through something and you may think that God is not on your side and you're by yourself and nobody's here with you, God is right on your side, but you cannot see him. You just have to pray and you will feel like he's on your side. Amen. He's always on your side through your trials and tribulations. He's always on your side through your pain and your sadness and your grief.
Yes.
As John chapter 15 verse 13 says, greater love hath no man. If someone, God said, and I think in the Bible it says, love your enemies. You should love your enemies because even though they may not like you or they may think you're ugly or disgusting or nasty, just love them. Because love is stronger than hate. Hate may bring you down. Hate may make you feel like you're going to be nothing in this world. Hate may make you feel like you're a failure and you weren't meant to be born. You're meant to be dead. Hate may make you feel like that. But at the end of the day, if you love yourself for who you are, you will not care about whoever thinks about you. You will not care about their opinions. You will not care about what they say about you. You will care about loving yourself and not caring about other people's opinions about you. And when I say that, I mean, don't hate a person that hates you. Just love them. And that love will get stronger and stronger and stronger. And then that person will not hate you anymore. That person will have a bond with you. That person will have a relationship with you. And I don't mean like a couple relationship. I mean like a relationship where you can relate.
Yes.
In some situations.
Yes.
Where you can relate through in pain and sadness and grief. For example, if someone of your family member dies and your best friend family member dies, you can relate to your best friend because both of you lost someone that you truly love and genuinely care about.
Yes. Amen.
You love someone when you genuinely care about them. The only way you know you love someone with all your heart, at the bottom of your heart, you love them. You know you love someone, and to truly know you love that person you care about is to genuinely care about that person you love.
Praise the Lord.
You cannot love someone until you love yourself.
Amen.
And you cannot, as I was saying, you cannot love someone until you love yourself. You have to love yourself with all your heart, and then you can love another person.
Yes.
But after you love yourself, you can love that person or someone you genuinely care about. And before I sit down, listen to me when I say this, and listen closely. Love, I'm going to say the meaning of love one more time. Love means an intense feeling of deep affection. Deep affection is to genuinely care about someone. To love that person with all your heart, no matter what obstacles get in your way.
Yes. Hallelujah.
You will love that person with all your heart, but you cannot love that person until you love yourself.
Yes. Amen.
You have to love yourself. Think about yourself first before you think about somebody else. You can go out your way for someone, but you have to think about yourself first. Because you have to love yourself before you love someone.
Amen. Amen. Praise the Lord.